press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students. So under circles chapter, today we shall discuss about the questions in exercise 10.1. So exercise 10.1, it is page 171. I advise all the students to open your textbook, and I am not going to write the problems. In question number 1, sub question 1. So question number 1, sub question 1, it is a fill up the blanks question. The center of a circle lies in dash of the circle. So that means he is talking about the region where the center of the circle lies. So we can say the center of the circle lies in interior of the circle. You can write interior. So in a circle you can have, so you can have a circle, and in a circle the center is in the interior region. I will show you one by one. Now this is the circle. Now I hope it is visible to you. So this is the center of the circle. As you can see, it is inside the circle, so it is in interior region. Interior you can write. So second sub question. The question is a point whose distance from the center of the circle is greater than the radius. Suppose if we have any point P, let us say, so they are talking of any point, so outside the having radius, this is radius, so any point which is having distance from O more than radius. Suppose if I take a point Q here, they are talking of this point here, OQ is greater than OP. So therefore it is in the exterior region. So you can say exterior is your answer. Exterior. Now third question, the longest chord of a circle is dash of a circle. So you know, so the chord is any point between two points on the circle. Suppose if AB is the chord, and so as you can see, the AB will be maximum when it passes through the center. So if I call this as CD, so CD is the longest chord, and it is nothing but 2 times the diameter. So therefore it is diameter. The longest chord is nothing but the diameter of the circle. And fourth one, an arc is a dash when it ends or the ends of a diameter. So what he says, CD is the diameter. Then what do you call this arc? Say DABC, or you can say DPC. So these are nothing but half of the circle, so we call it as a semicircle. You can say semicircle will be your answer. Semicircle. So in figure I will mention here CD. In figure CD is the diameter, so and semicircle, so therefore arc, I will write here arc DPC is semicircle, because DC is the diameter. So similarly you can write arc DABC, you can mention like that, DABC is a semicircle. So now next one, the segment of a circle is the region between an arc and segment. So you know that segment in a circle, segment we say the area bounded by a chord and the arc. So this is a segment. So I will write here, this is segment. So question is, the segment of a circle is the region between arc and dash. So that is chord, arc and chord. So this is the segment here. Now I will write here area bounded by minor arc C. This is minor arc AB and chord. So this is minor segment. So minor segment is this, and if I say area bounded by AB and this bigger chord, so that becomes major segment. So major segment is major arc. You can define this arc as, say, APB and chord AB. So that is major arc. If when we consider this as the chord, this is the major arc. So that is how. Now, so sixth one, a circle divides the plane on which it lies in dash parts. You know that a circle in a plane, a board is the plane, the circle divides the plane into exterior region, interior region and the boundary region. So therefore your answer will be 3. So circle divides the region into 3 parts. 3 is your answer. Diameter, semicircle, chord and 3. These are your answers for sub questions in question 1. Now, second question. Question number 2. The questions are like this. Write true or false. Give reasons for your answer. The first one, line segment joining the center to any point on the circle is a radius of the circle. So, here O is the center, P is any point on the circle, the line segment OP is the radius, they say it is true. So, true. So, give reasons, they say. You have to write one small explanation for that. So, the fixed distance or I will write the line joining or I will write all the points on the circle are at a fixed distance from the center of circle called radius. So, therefore, it is true and this is the explanation. Second one, a circle has only finite number of equal chords. See, suppose AB is a chord. The question says a circle has only finite number. So, the question is it not possible to draw an equal length chord, one more chord in the circle? We can draw either from here or we can draw either from here. That means we can draw any number of chords. So, therefore, this statement is false. So, this is 2 1 2 2. So, false. We can draw any number of equal chords in a circle. So, therefore, the statement is wrong. Now, third question, if a circle divided into 3 equal arcs, each is a major arc. So, what they say, you understand the question here. If you have a circle, so it is like this. Now, this is the circle, this is the center of the circle. The question says, if we divide it into 3 equal parts, from here if I start, this is Armamento, we will get one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. So, suppose if I take this as say A and this as B and this point as C. I will draw radius from each of these points. You can see here. So, this is O and it is each are, so 360 degree. In 360 this is 120 degree, 120 degree, 120 degree. So, total around the circle is 360 degree. So, here the question is whether these arcs AB, arc AB, arc BC and arc AC are, can they be called as? The question is, question number 3. If a circle is divided into 3 equal arcs, each is a major arc. We cannot. So, these cannot be called as a major arc, because if AB, if I take AB into consideration, then ACB will be major arc, AB is the minor arc. So, therefore, the answer for this question is false. False. And we have to give some explanation. Now, false. So, consider arc AB. So, I will write like this, arc AB. So, this indicates arc AB. So, when you consider arc AB, so if I join A and B, this becomes the chord. So, when you consider arc AB, it is smaller than, arc ACB, So, therefore, arc AB is smaller. Similarly, BC is smaller, CA is smaller. So, all 3 arcs, if the circle is divided into 3 parts, all 3 are called minor arcs. And third one is over. Fourth, a chord of a circle which is twice long as its radius is a diameter. You can see here, CD is the chord. So, it passes through O. So, therefore, it is the diameter. So, therefore, your answer is fourth one, yes or true. Why it is true? It passes through the longest chord passes through center of circle and it is diameter of the circle. So, you can say. And fifth one, sector is the region between chord and its corresponding arc. So, sector, chord and its arc, you can see here, this is segment, chord and the arc, it is segment, and if the area is between 2 radii and the arc, it is called as sector. So, here in this question, the sector is the region between chord and, so the sector word is used for this. So, that is false. So, therefore, question number 5 false, because we can say sector is, because sector is the area of circle bounded by you can say 2 radii and the arc, 2 radii and arc, and an arc, you can say, and an arc. So, Therefore, it cannot be called as a sector if it is bounded by chord. So, last one is a circle is a plane figure. So, it is true. So, sixth one I will write here, true, because it is a two-dimensional figure and it is written on a plane surface. So, it is a two-dimensional, it is a two-dimensional figure. Therefore, a plane figure. So, remember, any two-dimensional diagrams, maybe a triangle, maybe a rectangle, maybe a trapezoid or maybe a circle, they are all two-dimensional and they are all plane figures. Now, we will move on to the next topic. So, section 10.3, angle subtended by a chord at the center. Oh, in your textbook, in section 10.3, the topic is angle subtended by a chord. Of course, in a circle, that is understood. Now, let us draw a diagram. It gives a lot of trouble. This is origin. So, see, let us have a chord AB, let us say. Take any 2 points on the circle and draw AB chord. Now, so here Suppose if I take P is any point on the, say as you can see, this is the minor arc from AB, this lower portion is minor arc and this is the major arc, you are aware of that, and this is AB is the chord. Now if I take any point, say P on the major arc, and if I join AP and join BP, an angle is formed here, it is known as APB angle APB. So this angle is known as the angle subtended by the chord in the major arc. So we write like this. Number 1 in figure. So I will write here in figure. O is the center of circle. A and B are any 2 points on circle. AB is chord. Then angle APB is called the angle subtended by chord AB, because from P, A and B are joined. Chord AB in the major arc. APB. Now, similarly, if you have any point Q, let us say, any point Q here in the minor arc, if I join the PQ and AQ, let us say. So, here we formed one more angle, this is known as AQB. So, then AQB, angle AQB is called the angle subtended by minor arc AQB subtended by I will write here subtended by chord AB in the minor arc AB. So, this is first angle This is second angle. There are three important angles you have to understand. This is the angle subtended by the chord in the major arc, and this is the angle subtended by the chord in the minor arc. And one more thing is that if I join AO and BO, observe here, this is AO and BO. So, this is the third angle, and it is known as the angle subtended by the chord in the center of the circle. So, third one, I will write here, third one, angle AOB is the angle subtended by chord AB at the center of the circle, at the center of circle. So, when we have a chord, it can subtend one angle in major arc, one angle is minor arc, one angle in the center. Now, with this knowledge on circles and some new terminology, now we know about the center of the circle, we know about the radius of the circle, we know about the diameter of the circle, the longest chord which passes through the center of the circle, and we know what is a minor arc, what is a major arc. So, what we know what is a sector, and we know what is a segment. So, major sector, minor sector, similarly major segment, minor segment. We are familiar with this, all these words. Now, we are move on to some basic theorems. So, now this is the circle So, this is the center of the circle. Now theorem 1 says, theorem 1. So, under circle, first theorem we are dealing, theorem 1. Equal chords of a circle subtend equal angle at the center. This is the statement which need to be proved by us. Now, see, in any statement or in any theorem, so as you know, there will be two parts. One is the given data and the second part is what is to be proved. So, those basic things you have to understand. Equal chords of a circle, that means a circle is given and equal chords are given, subtended, equal angles at the center. This is the second part of the circle. This we need to be proved. The first part is the given data, second part is the proof to be made. So, suppose it is like this. There are two chords AB and CD, let us say. So, here I will take equal lengths. So, this is, let this be AB and another chord, let us say CD is here. It may be anywhere. Remember, this is AB and let us say this is CD. So, AB and CD are two chords. So, we have to prove that these two chords subtend angle, equal angle at the center. So, if I join OA and OB. So, this is O, point O, and similarly join this CO and DO also. CO and DO. Now, so here we are talking about these two angles, this angle and this angle. Understand this? So, what is given data? Given. So, a circle with center O, circle with center O, it is given. Chords AB equals BC. So, sorry, equals CD. Two chords are given and they are equal. It is also given. Equal chords of a circle. Now, what is to be to prove? To prove subtend equal angle at the center. To prove, we have to prove that AOB, angle AOB equals COD. This is what is to be proved. Now, construction. What is construction? What we can do? We can join A with O, B with O, C with O, D with O. So, join AO, BO, CO, DO. Only that much. Now, so our job is to prove these two angles are equal. So, therefore, proof, we have to proceed like this. Proof. Consider, observe the figure. Now, we use the knowledge of the congruent triangles here. Consider triangles AOB, triangle AOB and triangle COD. So, AOB and COD. You observe these two triangles. So, in this we can have AO, you can see in these two triangles AO equals BO equals CO equals DO, all are equal because they are all are radius. So radius is same in a circle. This side is equal to this side, is equal to this side, is equal to this side. Given AB equals CD, it is given data. AB equals CD given. Now see, this side is equal to this side is equal to this side, and this is equal to this in two triangles. So therefore by SSS congruence, rule, so these two triangles, triangle AOB congruent to triangle COD. So when they are congruent, the corresponding angles are equal. Therefore this angle is equal to this angle. Therefore I will write angle AOB is equal to angle COD by CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So hence proved. So this is how you have to find the proof. Please note down. So today I will stop at this stage. I will continue the remaining theorems in the next session. Thank you, students.